Hey guys, it is day 37 and 28 degrees, but it's snowing like crazy. I decided I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm gonna go ahead and get out here. The worst problem might be me is just getting back home. The car, the tires aren't so great right now. Kind of slid into the spot, if you know what I mean. So but today I knew the weather was going to be like this, so I wasn't going to bring any of my nicer shoes, so sorry about that. I went ahead and brought out my beater pair, so I'll show you what the beater pair is. So I've highlighted these before, but these are the Adidas Ultraboost All-Terrain, and these are really my go-to beater shoe inside of the winter. Whenever there's snow on the ground, I'm looking for more aggressive tread, and so that Continental rubber and does a really nice job. Provides a decent amount of cushion, although I've kind of been spoiled in recent days due to the Explorer Boost and the Pegasus, and I've just kind of been spoiled with nicer foams. But this one still does the job, gives me the traction that I need out here on the snow, and yeah, so we're getting to it. So I've been out here not even 5 minutes, and this is where I drove. You can see that the snow tracks are already getting covered again. It is coming down at a very good clip. Very good clip. Although I'm not getting as much cushion from the all-terrain model, I am the feeling of the snow underneath the foot. It's quite nice. On the topic of weight loss, last night I had my pre-designated meal that it was orange chicken. It was nice. And at the end of that meal, everything was fine. But then my wife had went out with one of her friends, and she brought back some fajitas. So then I was like, well, I'm gonna have some of that, and I ate all of that. My little boy had a little mini cheeseburger set from Trader Joe's. He ate 2 of them, and I'm like, I want to try one, so I had that. So I ate a lot of food last night, you know, like I have to get out here and do this to kind of at least, you know, make myself feel like I'm doing something. I have a heated jacket I should have brought out here. This one feels fine, but as you can see, the snow is just gathering all over it. So I'll be walking out here like a snowman pretty soon. It's all up in the beard and stuff. But yeah, the other jacket, it's made of a material where the snow just kind of bounces off of it, and it's heated. So probably should have worn that one today. There's already at least 1 inch from the places I've walked. So yeah, it's coming down, and my exit has an incline that goes up. So, and my tires aren't great. I don't know if I'm going to be stuck or not. We'll see. I'll have to call in some sand. Like the tracks I've been walking around the places I've driven, and the places I've driven are barely visible at this point. Over the last few days, I've noticed a slight improvement on the plantar fasciitis, and that has been due to the Air Plus insoles for the high arch, and then using the max cushion shoes. Most of the time, if I know that I'm going to be on my feet for quite a while, I will put on my shoes, and sometimes I just get a sense on learning how the tightness in the foot and the calf feels, and I can kind of catch it early, and I go ahead and I put the orthotic in and put the shoe on. But I've also been able to walk barefoot at times throughout the house, although, you know, carefully. I don't just throw my weight around like normal, but I can gingerly walk on the foot with no pain, and that's a nice place to get to, because ultimately I know that I need to strengthen the plantar fascia without continually re-injuring it. But I know that this activity and this level of activity kind of does put that in jeopardy, but I'm trying to be sensible about it. And I can say, just from my own experience, that's the only way that I'm getting relief is through the orthotic and the cushioned shoes. These shoes are really good for the snow. It's handling the snow nicely. And one thing about the snow is when you're walking on it, you can't really see what's underneath. So there might be some things that make your foot contort. And fortunately, I've always had decently strong ankles. When I was a kid, I would roller skate pretty much every Friday and Saturday night from 7 to 11. And many of those nights, you couldn't take me off that floor. And it would be like 4 hours straight. Some nights I remember going on purpose just to see if I could skate for 4 hours without needing water. And if you know anything about roller skating, your ankles get really, really strong through that process. I'm not gonna hide it. I used to love skating so much. I was a great skater, and I remember most nights I'd be the fastest person out there on that floor, with the exception of the kid who was a little older than me, and his dad owned the rink, Gabe. He was awesome. And but I remember I was a fast little dude, but then got really good backwards skating, sideways skating, twirls, twists, all that stuff. And now I get out there and it's like I don't have the leg strength, and wipes me out endurance wise. I feel like a baby deer a little bit. But after about 5-10 minutes, it's like all those little jitters go away, and I find that I can still skate much better than most kids today, because unfortunately they just don't go there enough. And but it's still, I don't know, it's still a lot of fun. Still enjoy it, but I sure can't take the hits like those little guys can. I've got my little boy out there. He's 6 years old, and he's skating better than a lot of little kids much older than he is. And he couldn't, of course, first time out there, he was having a very difficult time, but it's really cool to see your kids persevere and kind of just demonstrate this headstrong willingness to just keep driving forward even though they fail. And that was the thing I just was pushing home to him right away. I said, you were going to fail, you were going to fall hundreds of times tonight, but are you going to be a whiner or are you going to be a fighter? And I really just told him, asked him that, and that kind of drove him forward. There were times where he wanted to quit, even one time where he got his pinky ran over by a skate, but he just keeps driving forward, and it's kind of inspiring to see. I'd like to know, how many of you get inspired by your kids, not by the fact that they are your kid alone and you want to protect them and stuff, but no, when you watch them and you see the behaviors that they demonstrate, that you were literally inspired by them, and that they are a more idealistic version of the things that you've taught them, and they're demonstrating that behavior excellently, and you kind of wish that you could do the same. Have you ever looked at your kid and had the thought, this person is better than I am? At this very moment, he's a better human than I am. 6 years old. Granted, he hasn't had the world to taint him, and but it's just really nice to see, and I'm proud of my son. And yeah, there's those geese again, flying north again. I'm telling you, those geese have no idea what they're doing. Yesterday, they went the opposite direction. They can't make up their minds. Can you imagine being led by one of those guys and you're just following along? You fly like 50 miles, and then all of a sudden you get there and you're like, nope, this ain't it. Let's turn around, boys. I'm telling you, if you deal with plantar fasciitis and you have a high arch, get these insoles. Nobody's paying me to say that. I'm just telling you. You want some stress relief? It's like Air Plus, I believe that was the name. I picked them up from Raw Stressful S, I believe. Might have been Burlington, but I'm just telling you. Well, I've been out here 49 minutes. I guess I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you all for dropping by the channel. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Later.